In today's video, I'm going to talk about Stellantis laying people off. Well, the layoffs that were in Michigan with Stellantis. We have Boeing, the strike and the layoffs. We have UPS to lay off 400 people in Denver, 1,500 auto workers being laid off in January, 1,300 tech workers to be laid off, and Amazon is laying off managerial positions in January 2025. All of these layoffs are coming in January. Most of them, well, a lot of people have already been laid off. We are in the month of November 2024, and people aren't going to have a good Thanksgiving, Christmas, or a good New Year's. Okay. All of these people that are being laid off have car payments. They have either mortgage or rent. They need to be able to provide for their family, take care or buy food for themselves and their families. They have health insurance, for some people, dental vision. We have life insurance policy that needs to be paid. So I want you to take a listen to this, and I want you to know what's really going on. I want you to really stay to the end of this video and really listen what's going on, because this is extremely important. I'm going to let you listen to an audio, but because I want you to stay all the way to the end to listen to that, because I want you to understand that everybody is getting affected, including myself. Even those of you that are gig workers, you will be affected as well. The housing market, everything is going to get affected. Because if you are a gig worker, you're going to notice, if you haven't already noticed, something that's been going on for the couple of years now. People aren't tipping as much. The companies are giving out these low base pay. For instance, Instacart. I probably put some screenshots up here. Instacart base pay in my area is like $5.39, not including the customer's tip, right? And a lot of people that I'm seeing are wanting to still use the service, but they don't have the money to tip. And then you can say a whole nother thing with that, but a lot of people are doing bad. You're talking people who've already were living paycheck to paycheck, fight for fight, or in the same boat as people who haven't had to struggle like this. Everybody is trying to cut costs. Everybody see the high prices in the grocery stores. I, however, don't you go to the gas station. I actually charge at the Tesla charging station, but everything that I can see, the prices are through the roof. I went into the grocery store, Kroger, and I was going to get a ham, and that ham was $53. I'm going to send the picture right there. That never been that high before. But with these layoffs, it's going to get really, really bad for a lot of people. Now, some of you might just shrug it off your shoulder like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just going to collect unemployment. Well, listen here. Unemployment only gives you a percentage of your paycheck. Plus, that's going to run out as well. So you have to have something else. You have to have multiple streams of income. You have to really be looking at your finances and your future, and looking at your skill sets and trying to stay ahead and not get left behind. This is so important, you guys. I cannot stress this enough. I know my channel is small, and I hope that it pushes. And those of you that are watching, you share this video and you push it to as many people as possible, that you subscribe to the channel. There will be some things on here that I'm going to share with you guys, because I've seen what's going to happen before it even happened. I'm out here in tech. I'm out here, actually out here. I'm not a YouTuber. So you guys need to really focus in and really see what's going on out here, so I can really help you all out as much as possible. Comment below if you have any questions. But you guys, this is not a time to think like, oh my goodness, like I'm good, my job and my pinch, all this stuff. No, you're not good. At any point, a lot of you can get laid off. Okay, so I want you to listen to the video. I'm going to have you go ahead and listen to it right now.
Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be looking at...
This is a good one.
Yeah, it is. We're going to be talking about those recent layoff announcements that have been happening, specifically focusing on two big companies, Stellantis, the automotive giant, and Boeing, the aerospace leader.
Yeah, two giants with a lot of people working for them. And a lot of anxiety, I'm sure.
Definitely. And, we've got a really interesting mix of voices in our sources today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've got union members who are obviously on the front lines of this.
Sure.
We've got some industry experts who are trying to make sense of everything that's happening.
Trying to read the tea leaves.
Exactly. And even a U.S. senator who's weighing in on all this.
It's a hot topic for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fascinating. It's not just about numbers on a spreadsheet, right?
No, absolutely not.
These are real people's lives.
Exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so important.
Right.
We're not just reading headlines. We're really going to go deep into the human stories and the underlying tensions these layoffs reveal about the companies and the industries themselves.
Absolutely.
So let's buckle up and get started.
Let's do it.
First up, we're going to talk about Stellantis. They've announced almost 4,000 layoffs just this fall.
Wow.
And the union's pushing back. They're not happy.
I bet they're not. 4,000, that's a good number.
Huge number.
Yeah.
And the president of Local 51, NAME, he's calling it management mismanagement. And placing the blame squarely on Stellantis CEO, Carlos Tavares.
Interesting. Putting a face to the problem. I like it.
Yeah, and the union is really challenging Stellantis' explanation of poor market conditions as the reason for these layoffs. What's interesting is that competitors like Ford and GM are reporting record profits.
Well, yeah, if the market's so bad, how are they doing so well?
Exactly.
That doesn't add up.
No.
So what's going on there?
And that's where I think the perspective of our automotive expert, Name, is really helpful. He suggests that there might be mismanagement at play, but that it's not the whole story.
Okay.
He points out that Stellantis is in a really tough spot where they need to lower their inflated product prices to kind of get sales moving.
Makes sense.
But at the same time, they're also offering incentives to sweeten the deal for buyers.
Yeah, they got to move these cars.
Exactly. But then on top of that, they're cutting back on production.
Oh, so they're trying to do a lot of things at once.
It's a lot. It's like
I'm trying to thread the needle there.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. And it's a tiny little needle.
A very tiny needle. And so these decisions are obviously having a real human cost.
Sure.
Union members are being hit with layoff notifications at the last minute.
Oh, wow.
Which makes communication difficult.
Absolutely.
And just adds to the stress and the uncertainty that they're already facing.
I can't even imagine.
It's a tough situation. And Name from the union, he suggests that this could even be a tactic, to create division, weaken the union's bargaining power.
Oh, interesting.
It's a lot going on.
That does make you think like maybe there's something else going on here.
Exactly. And the union has stated that they're exploring every avenue to fight back, which could even include strikes.
Oh, wow.
So this could be a major standoff.
Yeah, this could be a big deal.
It's going to be really interesting to see how Stellantis responds to all this pressure.
Right. I mean, are they going to address the union's concerns, or are they just going to double down on their strategy?
It's a high-stakes game for sure.
For sure. All right, well, let's
shift gears a little bit.
Let's move on to the other giant, Boeing.
So Boeing.
Yeah.
While Stellantis is blaming market conditions, Boeing's layoffs seem to be coming from internal challenges.
Something different.
Different beast altogether.
Yeah.
And the cuts are massive.
Really?
Boeing is looking at cutting 10% of its entire workforce.
10%.
That is 17,000 jobs.
Wow.
17,000.
That's a whole town.
It is. It is a town. And what's even stranger is that the St. Louis area is being hit hard.
Okay.
With almost 700 layoffs planned.
Wow.
Even though their local operations are running smoothly, with government contracts for fighter jets and trainers.
Well, that's interesting if they've got contracts.
Makes you wonder, right?
Going on.
It really does. It really does. And St. Louis professor, named Chenier, he expressed surprise and concern.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
I'd be concerned too.
Over these seemingly contradictory layoffs. And then you've got Senator Josh Hawley.
Uh-oh.
He's entering the picture.
All right.
And he's criticizing Boeing management, saying that they are prioritizing profits and CEO bonuses over the well-being of their workers.
Oh, so he's taking a stand.
He is, and he did not mince words.
What did he say?
He said, point blank, if they need to lay off workers to increase the CEO's bonus, they'll do it.
Wow. That's a strong statement.
It is a strong statement. It's a very strong statement.
It's a bold statement.
Really is.
Putting it out there.
Yeah, and to hear a worker say, I'm worrying these executives are running a great American company into the ground.
No.
And the workers are going to pay the price is heartbreaking.
Yeah. No, that's tough. It's tough to hear.
It's tough. And what's even more concerning is that these layoffs aren't just targeting, assembly line workers. Boeing is cutting crucial positions like safety engineers.
Oh, wow.
Specialists in electronic warfare.
Really?
Experts in chemical contamination.
That's worrisome. These are important people.
They're not just cutting costs, they're cutting expertise.
Yeah, and safety. That's a big red flag.
Huge red flag. It makes you wonder what kind of risks this creates down the line.
Right. What are they thinking?
I don't know. We've got Stellantis stuff
Right.
with production cuts and pricing problems, and then Boeing making deep cuts.
Yeah.
Even in areas that seem to be doing well.
Right.
Makes you wonder if there's something bigger going on here.
Yeah. Well, that's the question, isn't it? Like, are we just seeing these two companies struggling?
Yeah.
Or is there a bigger economic shift happening?
Exactly. If both companies are facing these challenges, albeit for different reasons,
Right.
what does that say about the health of these industries?
Right.
And maybe even the economy as a whole?
Are these just like the warning signs? Like the canary in the coal mine?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are these large-scale layoffs just the tip of the iceberg?
Yeah. Are we heading for a recession? Should we be worried? I don't know. We need to dig deeper.
We need to find out. So stay tuned as we continue this deep dive. We've got a lot more to uncover.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be juicy.
I love it.
All right. We'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, it really is kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, are we seeing isolated incidents?
Right.
Or a larger pattern emerging here?
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell right now.
And I think it highlights this growing tension between,
Right.
corporate strategy and worker well-being.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Like, are these layoffs just a natural byproduct
Right.
of a fluctuating market, or are they decisions
Wow.
that are calculated to benefit the company and,
Absolutely.
CEOs and all that?
Short-term profits.
Yeah.
Well, long-term stability.
Exactly.
Look at that.
Right. For the companies themselves and the employees, it's a tough.
Yeah, and I think it speaks to a larger conversation that we're having as a society right now
Totally.
about the role of work and the
Yeah.
relationship
Right,
between
right.
employers and employees.
Yeah, it feels like that's changing.
It feels like things are shifting. The traditional contract
The old way of doing things.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not working anymore.
it's being questioned.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think a lot of workers are feeling anxious right now.
I bet, with good reason.
Yeah,
I mean,
that their job could be next,
right, it's like,
regardless of performance.
yeah, am I going to be next? Is it my company next? What's going on?
And so how do we make sense of all of this? Like, are we heading for a recession? Should people be panicking? What do we do?
Well, I mean, it's easy to get caught up
Yeah.
in the headlines and kind of like, the doom and gloom.
Yeah.
But the economy is always in flux. There's always stuff happening.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It goes up, it goes down.
Global markets, tech advancements,
Mhm.
political decisions. It's a lot to keep track of.
It's a lot. So you're saying we shouldn't panic?
Not necessarily. These layoffs are definitely a cause for concern.
Yeah.
But we need to look at the bigger picture.
Context is everything.
Yes. We got to look at the data, listen to different perspectives,
Yeah.
not just jump to conclusions.
Be informed, but not alarmist.
Exactly. And remember, even in tough times, there are always opportunities out there.
I mean, look at the auto industry.
Yeah.
They're going through this crazy transformation with electric vehicles.
Yeah. Self-driving cars, it's a whole new world.
It is. And yeah, some jobs might be lost, but new ones are being created too.
Exact.
And aerospace, constantly pushing boundaries, space travel.
Right. Sustainable aviation. It's exciting stuff.
It really is. So we've got to stay optimistic.
Be realistic, but also optimistic.
Balanced.
Yeah.
That's the key.
That's what we're trying to do here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're giving you the information
Giving you the tools.
so you can make your own informed decisions.
That's some of your own ship, right?
Yes. Chart your own course.
We don't want to tell you what to think.
Exactly.
We want you to think for yourself.
Think critically.
Yeah. Question everything. Look at all sides.
Honestly, this whole process is fascinating.
It is, isn't it?
It's like we're peeling back the layers of this economic onion.
I like that analogy.
And with each layer,
Yeah.
new insights are revealed.
It's like we're detectives.
We are.
Solving a mystery,
Piecing together the puzzle.
following the clues, trying to figure out what's really going on.
And the best part is, we're all solving it together.
I love that.
Oh.
So big picture,
Yeah.
what are we seeing?
A lot of uncertainty,
Yeah.
but
A
also
lot of opportunity.
opportunity.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
We have.
Anxieties,
Mhm.
frustrations, potential risks,
Mhm.
but also resilience.
Yeah.
Innovation.
Human spirit.
Yeah, the drive to keep moving forward.
Exactly. We've
Yeah.
only just scratched the surface.
There's always more to learn.
Always more to discover.
Right. Which brings us to our final thoughts for today.
Yes. Let's leave our listeners with something to ponder.
Okay.
A question that will spark their curiosity
I like it.
and encourage them to keep exploring.
Okay, lay it on me.
It's like, are these huge layoffs? Are they just the beginning?
Yeah, like the first domino to fall.
Exactly. Are we seeing like the first tremors of a much bigger economic shift?
Right, like what if this is just the start? And other industries start doing the same thing.
It's almost like these companies are canaries in the coal mine.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And if they're struggling,
Yeah.
what does that mean for everybody else?
Right, what do we do? How do we get ready for that?
How do we batten down the hatches?
Right, like do we demand more from our leaders from companies?
Like more accountability?
Yeah, more protections for workers?
Stronger safety nets?
Uh-huh.
Or do we just like focus on adapting, retraining?
Right, get ready for the jobs of the future.
Jobs of the future, yeah. Or maybe it's a little bit of everything.
Probably a little bit of everything.
It's a tough question. There's no easy answers.
Definitely not, but we got to talk about it.
We have to. We can't just ignore it.
And this brings up another question.
What's that?
What about the government? What's their role in all this?
Oh, that's a big one.
Should they be doing more? Like to stop companies from just, thinking about short-term profits.
Right. And forgetting about the long term.
Yeah, the workers, the economy, the whole picture.
That's going to be debated for a long time, I think.
Oh, yeah. Big debate.
But it really all comes back to this.
What's that?
These layoffs, they're not just headlines.
Right.
They're about people,
Yeah.
their families, their lives.
Absolutely. Real people, real impacts.
And it's a wake-up call for all of us.
To pay attention.
Yeah.
To stay informed.
To be engaged.
Yeah. Know what's going on. Ask questions.
Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo.
Exactly. That's what we try to do here on the Deep Dive.
Exactly. We want you to think critically, to be informed.
It's all about understanding. Right.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, this affects all of us.
In one way or another.
So as we wrap up today,
Okay.
let's leave our listeners with this.
I'm ready.
Knowledge is power.
I like that.
The more we understand,
Yeah.
the better equipped we are to handle whatever comes our way.
To navigate the challenges and the opportunities.
Exactly.
Love it.
So stay curious, keep asking questions, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See ya.